If you're choosing a shotgun to protect your family, you might think the 20 gauge is the perfect middle ground for home defense. But here's the truth. Depending on the layout of your home, relying on the 20 gauge could actually be a dangerous mistake. And the much smaller 410 might be your better option. And today I'm going to show you which shotgun is best to protect your home. So what I've done is I built a standard 2x4 framed wall. I put 1/2-inch drywall on one side and 7/16 plywood on the other. We're going to compare the penetration from each bullet and see how much damage they do. The 410 and the 20 gauge, they're both kind of different animals. I've got a 20 gauge that is just a little bitty handgun version with a 12-inch barrel, pistol grip. It's going to have more recoil. The 410, it is a very cool shotgun. The ammunition that they are making now for this 410, it's on a level that we've never seen before. I'm gonna be using the Federal Power Shock Buckshot 3-buck. We're gonna see how it does for home defense. All right, so this is the 20 gauge. This is their 3-buck. There's 20 of them. I really like that pattern. I like how wide it is. I can't wait to see the other side. Of course, that big hole right there, that's the wide. But it still went through the drywall. That thing's moving. We're about 20 yards away. We're not terribly too close or too far away for that. Obviously, we have shorter barrel. I think it's about a 12-inch barrel. It's kind of to be expected. That's what I'd like to see, though. I like it. For home defense, I kind of like this. I can't wait to see the backside and see what it looks like. It went through the drywall. This is 7/16 plywood. This is just like what an average house is built, 2x4 framing. That's a nice spread there. They penetrated though. I do like the spread. I'm impressed. This is our victim on the backside of that wall. I saw dust kick up on the backside. It has velocity. I like the spread on that round. It did penetrate through multiple surfaces and then into my little paper guy back there and then continue to go. But for a 20 gauge, of course, I'm using about a 12-inch barrel. It's going to spread a little bit faster than say a 16-inch barrel, but not by much. This is a 1/5 ounce slug, very little, not gonna have any kick at it all. Probably for home defense, I wouldn't be using a 24-inch barrel, I'd be a 16, but this is what I have for demonstrations today. So I'm gonna shoot a little bit to the left because I've got a little guy behind there. We're gonna see the penetration, see how far it goes through things. So the 410, this was a 1/5 ounce lead slug. This is the wad. This is the actual bullet hole. I mean, obviously it went through the drywall, went through the plywood on the backside. We'll check it out. This is the exit wound out of the back of the wall here. This is 7/16 plywood. And as I'm looking at this, we've got about a 1-inch drop from the other side. It was about 1 inch higher and it dropped going through that drywall. So it did slow it down. It did change the trajectory of that 410 lead round. So this is our 410 and after it went through our drywall, our plywood, it did go through and it continued into the backstop. It's got about another inch of fall though. If I had to kind of guess from going through those layers, I'd say it dropped about another inch. So obviously you guys could see the entry wound is pretty small. It's to be expected. I mean, it's a 410. There's no kick on these guns. I would compare it to shooting a 22. I mean, there's just nothing to them. As you shorten the barrel, it's probably gonna have a little bit more kick. This is a full choke, so this is gonna be compressing that slug a little bit, creating a little bit of back pressure, but there's no kick on a 410 that I can tell you about that's significant. I'm gonna be using the Federal Game Load Heavy Field 1 ounce 6-shot Birdshot. So this is 20 gauge 6-shot. Pretty impressed. That pattern, of course, we're using just a 12-inch barrel, no choke, nothing like that on it. It's a number 6 for 20 gauge. That's a hell of a wound cavity there. Very neat round. Very fun round too. Didn't have a lot of recoil, even for that little pistol grip that I had. So this is our little paper guy there. It's behind our wall. It's 5-6 feet away from it. There's a couple little bit of shrapnel, I think, a couple little BBs stuck in the paper. After it hit that plywood, I think it fell pretty quick, but a lot of shrapnel, of course. That's a big hole. What it did to the drywall too. I think it might be worthy of home defense ammunition there for the 20 gauge. That was called the Federal Game Load Heavy Field 1 ounce 6-shot. I never really think much of a Birdshot being a good home defense. With the penetration of some of the others that we've seen, that Birdshot had some pretty good penetration too. But that being said, it fell pretty fast once it got through that 7/16 plywood. It didn't even hit our little paper guy at 5 feet away. It's something to consider. Now, would I recommend it over the Buckshot? I'm 50-50, and I kind of like this Birdshot though. I think the penetration was great. I think the wound cavity would be significant. It has really good velocity behind it. I was just shooting out of a 12-inch barrel. If I had to choose and you were making me, I'm gonna probably go Buckshot because I like Buckshot over Birdshot. I've seen other studies on it. I normally would always pick Buckshot, but I'm gonna do some more research on this, and I really wanna continue to mess around with this Birdshot. I'm gonna be testing the Ultimate Defense Triple Odd Buckshot by Remington. I think it's 4 BBs, and then that's the wad right there. So I kind of like that. Let's see what the backside looks like. So just like the front, the spread, they dropped just a little bit, maybe a 1/2 of an inch difference in after it's went through that drywall, but it penetrated through the 7/16 plywood and it continued on. Anytime you get a spread about the size of your fist or something like that, that's a good ammunition for home defense. So it went through the drywall, through the 7/16 plywood, continued on. These are about 5 feet apart. That bullet drop has dropped significantly, probably 6-8 inches, something like that, from where it hit over here to where it's hitting here. But we've got a few little rounds that did still hit. I don't know if that one right there is one or not. We've at least got 3, and I think there was only 4 in that one. All right, so you saw the 410. We used the Remington Ultimate Defense Triple Odd Buckshot. And I'll tell you, I kind of like that. That Buckshot, I like the spread. I do like the pattern a little bit. It got a little bit wider, about the size of your fist, something like that. Shot placement is always important. The 410 might be a good home defense gun with the right ammunition. We've shot both of these. The 410 had way less recoil, but as you can see, I'm kind of starting to like the Birdshot in the 20 gauge. And man, I think you really got a great home defense gun, and especially with that type of grip on there. The kick on the 20 gauge is a little bit more significant. It has some muzzle rise too. It's hard to get back on targets, especially with what I was shooting, the type of firearm that I was shooting with. The 410, you can put 5 rounds down range with a 24-inch barrel. I mean, that's always going to add a little bit of muzzle weight, but you start shortening that up, things are going to change a little bit. You guys got to get out and you got to practice. I like the 410, I like the ammunition, but for me, I'm going 12 gauge and I'm going 20 gauge. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like these videos, please share with your friend. And remember this, God, family, country.